Right, so hello everyone, and welcome to this vlog. Let me just press the button. Okay. So, yeah, the elevator has turned off now. Right, so typically I don't make vlogs, but since I have my new GoPro, I decided that I just might. There are a couple of things that everyone should know about Wrocław. There are three things that are in my mind right now. The first one is that it's increasingly becoming the underrated, undiscovered place in Europe, which is the case. Like, this is an amazing city and not a lot of people know about it. And this city has an extraordinary history, in my opinion. Well, just like every other city, right? But, ooh la la, it's very windy and quite crazy weather today. Yeah. Wow. Just have a look at the wind. Crazy. After the German Empire lost, the people who were living here, of course, in Breslau city, were forced to move away. This is one of the less known or less talked about facts of the history, the way German Empire was shrinked or forced to go away. Now what happens is this city becomes a ghost town for a short period of time, maybe like a month or so. And because it's a good city, beautiful city, important city with a lot of amazing infrastructure, the then Soviet Union decides that this can't just be abandoned and people actually need to live here. So everyone is moved here, irrespective of whether or not they want to. And that's my favorite part of the city, because essentially everyone, and by everyone I mean literally everyone in this city, is a foreigner, in the sense that they were forced to move in most cases or willingly moved to Wrocław city after the Second War. So this city and all of Lower Silesia, wherever the German part was occupied by the Soviets or lost, however you should claim, or reclaimed, so to speak. Reclaimed, right? So the Germans left. This right here is a beautiful church. So that's the first fact about Wrocław that you should know, that this city is essentially filled with foreigners, immigrants, and that's why it's more receptive to the needs of the foreigners. It's like highly foreigner friendly, as opposed to Krakow, or as opposed to Warsaw or Poznan, any of the other cities. The other fact that you need to know, well, that's the Sky Tower. It's a funny building in every sense of that word. So, oh yeah, let me show you the church. Right, the second fact is the flood. highly windy. and that's the Institute of Philology, University of Wroclaw. This right here is, as it says, Hala Targowa, and yeah, Hala Targowa is just a hall of Targ, which is like a market, so market hall, and yeah, that's right about it. We're going to the oldest part of the city to explore what exactly I meant by floods. So let's wait it out a bit. Right, so as I'm in the process of making this vlog, I just got a message on my phone. It says, alert RCB, warning heavy rainfall accepted today and tomorrow, risk of southern river swelling, prepare for possible flooding. So let's have a look as to what they mean. What they mean is that the water level might suddenly come above the level, which has happened before in the city, which is why everyone is super stressed at this moment in the city. So what happened in 1997 was a sudden flooding event. It's called Powódź Tysiąclecia, the flood of 1,000 lecha would be years, so lecieć, or to count. Someone can comment down below and tell me what exactly Tysiąclecia is. But there was a big flood. I'll put in some photos here and there. The whole city was flooded. They were literally going through boats, and not a nice time to be in the city. And that was peak summer. That was July. Lasted 3 to 4 days. And hold up, I gotta show you this view. This is my favorite part to walk in Wrocław. We will go towards the oldest part of the city. That right there is Hala Targowa. That is the Institute of Philology for the University of Wrocław. The bridge, and then this passageway takes us one of my favorite spots. Like today there's not many people here because everyone gets these text messages, these rogue text messages. Oh my god, look at the plant. It would be beautiful to come here in the winter, or early autumn, which is right about now, in 2 weeks. Let's have another look at the river swelling. So yeah, looks windy to me, and the city is prepared. The city is prepared for any possible flooding at any possible flooding event. I'm actually gonna go through here. This is a historical map of the oldest parts of the city. This is the Odra. We are right about here, I believe, in this area. Map of the river. So Wrocław is also called the city of bridges. It's simply because there is not one river, but for example this one here is called Owawska. It's Odra, but it has small distributaries or tributaries if you go up north, and it is called the city of bridges simply because there's so many rivers around. Here we have a lot of these locks. There used to be one specific, very specific, this used to be a boat station. Let's have a look. Right, no boats right about now. Moving on, there used to be a historical old bridge called the Tumski bridge, which was weighed down by all of these locks, so they removed all of them, so now people just put them everywhere. Right there is the oldest part of the city. Going back to these rogue text messages from the city, every time it rains there's messages. Sometimes there are strong winds messages, and strong winds have different adjectives in Polish: mocne, silne, and whatnot. But yeah, like, at least the city cares for the people. It is like that story of the wolf. This is what I was talking about, the colors of autumn. So this is all green, it would all shed, this is sort of shedding already. And yeah, here we've got another Przystań Kapitanska, so captain's station. Let's see what the captain has at his disposal. Well, not much right about now. Not in the event of a flood. So I am closing in on the Tumski bridge. Right. Oh, so that used to be the historical Tumski bridge. Historical, I say, because this used to be the clergy part of the city with the churches, as you can see, those towers. And then the outside of the city was more political. So this bridge was symbolic, one of the first bridges. That is the oldest part of the city, as I keep mentioning. This are the locks which people have been putting on since all the locks from there were taken off. There's a very, very interesting gnome there as well. But yeah, just take it in. Like, for me, it's amazing. Colors of autumn: green, leaves, yellow, leaves. Well, yeah, green, yellow, red sometimes, bunch others. Ooh, very windy right about here. You can see there floods. Comment down below if you would like to see a tour of the city from this POV. Yeah, I gotta show this. See, this is the iconic photograph of Wroclaw. This is the photograph you get when you get like a bill from the tourist office, postcard from the tourist office. Highly windy today. I don't know about the audio, but highly windy. So the legend is that this is the guy who wakes up in the night and takes off all the locks which were placed here. So be careful, yeah, don't place any locks here. We see that one little lock in the back. It will be taken off soon, won't it? Alright, rest buddy, rest. In the night sometimes there are musicians out here playing the Vivaldi, Chopin, another classic. It's simply breathtaking, beautiful. There's a picture right up here to the left. Tumski bridge, yeah, one of the oldest rivers crossing. Yes, right. So this is the present steel bridge, the bridge that I mentioned from, I think, 1500s, where this used to be the clergy part of the city. This used to be the more political part of the city. Was not this specific bridge. Like the steel from this bridge was installed 1888, 1892, parts of it at least. Again, another beautiful area to walk in towards. That would be Ogród Botaniczny on the other side of the city, and we came through here from that part. This is another area you could take a walk in from. I recommend this place in the night due to these little lamps. There's a fun story about these lamps as well. There is a Wrocław lamplighter who comes out here and lamps these manually every day around, well, nightish, evening time. I was looking for the pictures because during the Second War this entire building, the top half of it, was destroyed. Perhaps we'd be able to find it somewhere, but in the meantime I make it a habit to never talk about everything I know about a place, because, you know, some things need to be discovered by you when you come on your own journey. I will mention that there is a secret place. It's a garden where it's allowed to go, but essentially nobody goes. Let me take a quick cinematic shot. I keep saying colors of autumn. This is in contrast. Really pretty. Not always like this, let me tell you. Right there. Secret place I want you to explore. All this part of the city, there are many legends to explore. I can share one with you. Well, I can share two with you actually. There are definitely more, many more. So this is a trade secret of tourist guides, not guys. What they do is they take you around here and then they tell you these stories. How do I know this? One, because I love stories, and especially when I can see them in action. And two, I have a friend who used to be a tourist guide. One thing that surprises me the most is that I can't believe myself that I've been living in the city for 7+ years, but then events like today happen. I look at a monument, I look at an object, and there's so many stories that I want to share. Just too many stories to share. One of the ones that I heard the first time when I came out here was about this peasant boy who fell in love with the daughter of the priest, and well, when the priest heard about it, he forbade the daughter to ever meet with the lowlikes such as a peasant, and the daughter obliged, at least officially. What happened in reality was something else. Just a random monument. Certainly very windy. One day the priest discovered that his daughter has secretly been meeting the peasant boy, even though she was forbidden to see him. So he played a trick, and the trick was the priest invited him for lunch, so to say that he is now accepting. However, when they were together, priest called him for a conversation into a room to seal the deal. But when he got here, in one of these rooms up there, a fire was placed in the room, and we can still see his head sort of poking out from the side of the building. Now, where exactly that is, I'll tell you. It's in this area, and the challenge for you is to find it. There's hundreds of such stories, and I highly recommend you explore yourself. And if you're ever in Wrocław, hit me up. If I have some time, I would be glad to take you out for a tour. I would be glad to show you around. I would be glad to tell you all the stories that I know about the city about the gnomes, about the trees, about the Slavs, about early Christianity in here, all the way from Mieszko I to, well, Mr. Jagiellonian. One of my favorite trees. Do comment down the name below if you know what it is in English. I know what it is, but, well, love to know from you. And now we are heading on more towards the botanical garden side of the city. This is one of the oldest oak trees here. You'd be surprised at how girthy its trunk is. This is a special tree, like there is a sticker, a metal plate around it.